I'm just about to step out for an appointment and I just realized that the temperature is starting to drop. It is starting to get a bit cold, and that reminded me of something. In the winter of 2008, I was very close to becoming homeless. This was me as a young 21-year-old student living in London at the time, and for no fault of my own, just because I didn't understand the law, I've only been in the country for a few months. I was ejected out of my property where I lived just because I've not paid my rent for 1 month. Right? There wasn't even a tenancy agreement. This was me not understanding the law. I've only just arrived in the country. I didn't know what to do. And I've only just started my very first job and I was waiting to get paid. And I came back from school one day and found my things out there by the front door. Right? Now, what happened? A friend stepped in and saved the day for me. Otherwise, I would have become homeless at that point. And that was what moved me to decide that I am going to become a property investor. I am going to own a lot of properties and I'm going to help people to not be homeless. Now, I am a property educator and a property investor, but it's not just about money, money, money all the time and owning millions of pounds in property, but it's about how I'm going to use it to impact people's life positively. And the temperature is starting to drop. It's getting a bit colder out there, and there are thousands of people out there on the streets that are homeless. Now, what I'm going to do, because there is a lot of stigma around homelessness, for a normal person out there, they see homeless people as people who's messed up their lives, people who use drugs and alcohol, people who's by their own choice destroy their lives. So I am going to go out of my way, away from my business, which is property education, teaching people how to invest in property and become financially independent. And I'll be hitting the streets through the winter of this year to speak to people who are homeless on the streets, to understand why they are homeless and why they ended up on the streets, and there is no other alternative than being on the streets. Whilst I'm doing that, I will also be speaking to people to find out why they are renting property and what's stopping them from getting on the property ladder. Now, we understand there's a massive shortage of homes in the UK, but you can go out there and you see a lot of properties with signs for sale on them, but people aren't buying them. There are reasons for that. And we want to understand, because these statistics will help us to actually tackle homelessness. Because with me, being a property educator, teaching people how to invest in property and how to grow their property portfolio and become financially free, it just doesn't end there if there is still a problem of homelessness in our community. And that's one of the things that I will personally be taking the charge to go out there to speak to people, to understand why they are where they are, and to see if there's anything that we can do to help them. See you soon.